of it at this stage, but I'll try to give you the most practical, the most working knowledge. Now middleware and its configuration. I'll show you a project also, small configuration also, but right now let me give you a quick meaning of what it is. When your ASP.NET Core application starts, suppose this is your ASP.NET Core application, it is a sort of a listener. It is a sort of a listener. It listens for HTTP requests and then prepares some response and then sends it back. Now this listener, if you put everything into this listener, for example, let us say you have an application which doesn't require cookies, which doesn't require authentication. So if you put all these things into your listener, then your listener will unnecessarily become heavy. So ASP.NET Core gives you an option to add just the required items to your application so that it is lighter and faster. So modularization or splitting your configuration into different stages, into different components is called middleware and its configuration. Now your application needs one more item which is called services. Now there are various services that can be added. One service is, for example, you need a database connectivity. So you will need a service for database. Now what is this service for database? Database connectivity will ultimately be done through the object of certain class, let us say call it a class C database, and needs a connection string and all. Ultimately, at the end of the day, any database connectivity will be done through a class. So let us say the class is C database, its object is CDB, and you pass connection string or other parameters to it. Now this class will be required for you to execute queries and all that, right? The object of this class, either you can create yourself at the time of requirement. Let us say there is some page called product, and in the product page you have 3 or 4 functions. One is update, delete and all, and whenever you need to do update, you just create an object yourself and cause the update. Delete, you create the object yourself. But this approach is okay, this will also work. But what happens is that this approach unnecessarily adds a lot of code. You will write this copy paste C database, CDB constructor and all that. Now to avoid all this, ASP.NET Core gives you a concept of dependency injection. Dependency injection. Now the details of this concept I'll cover whenever it is required at a later stage, but roughly these services that you will configure, these services are used to provide you a ready-made object of that class. Let us say I am on the product page and I have 3-4 methods. Then dependency injection is used by ASP.NET Core to provide you the service. Service means an object. Read it as an object of, let us say, C database. So ASP.NET Core uses dependency injection in the constructor of your product class or the index class that you just saw in the previous tutorial. It will provide you an object of your database in the constructor of your class. This technique of providing an object, a ready-made object, is called dependency injection. So I'll summarize it so far. Your configuration will require you to specify the services, the objects. Now the objects that you will need for your tasks, you will give a list of all the objects that you will need. That list of objects is called services. You will add that list to a container. Now don't be worried about what a container is. Basically it is a collection or something like that. So all those services may be database services, cookie services, authentication service. So all those objects, they will be first of all put into a container, and then when you need them, you can obtain them in the constructor of your model class, product model or index model, wherever you need it. In fact, the object can be provided to you by ASP.NET Core ready-made, and its lifetime will be managed entirely by ASP.NET Core. It will create the object and destroy the object for you whenever the object is not required. So dependency objection will provide you these objects whenever you want. Dependency injection provides you those objects through the constructor of your class. So in the simplest words, this is so. Now